CSA and Adult SA are Baptist, Catholics, and United Methodists, and they don't allow queer members. Let me rephrase that. They do somewhat allow queer members as long as they're abstinent, but leadership positions is a no-go. So as you see, a lot of bad news. So very dark discrimination, prejudice, homophobia, queerphobia, and sexism within almost all of these denominations. Southern Baptist and Catholic are probably the most extreme. Unfortunately, I've experienced Southern Baptist. And some of the damage that comes along with these churches holding fast to the homophobic beliefs within their hierarchies of denominations. Most churches don't support queer people due to interpretations of their homophobic biblical texts, traditional beliefs about marriage and sexuality. That's funny because if you actually read the Bible, biblical marriage is actually polygamy and men owned their wives. Many Christians believe the Bible identifies non-heterosexual acts or unions as sinful. However, having many wives seems to be okay. There is a growing movement of affirming churches that do embrace non-heterosexual individuals and relationships, demonstrating diversity. Not in any church I've been into that's Calvinistic, Baptist, or fundamentalist. That's terrible. The love the sinner, hate the sin is a pretty big one. Some churches adopt the idea of loving and welcoming the sinner, but hating the sin. I mean, if somebody hated my orientation, I can't say I'd want to sit next to them. I don't care if they love me, if they don't treat my partner with respect, and they don't treat the way I choose to live my life with respect, I'm really not sure I'd want their love. Sexual morality, churches adhering to traditional views of gender roles and gender sexual expectations. That's funny because in the Bible, men practiced polygamy and women were purchased. There's very little sexual morality in the Bible. There are many interpretations. The approximately 40,000 church denominations do not agree with each other and have split. That's why there's so many denominations, because they all can't get along. They can't all agree, so they create a completely new denomination that in turn splits at some point, creates their own sub-denomination, and you get the idea. What is the impact on LGBTQ plus individuals when they're not accepted, when they're not welcomed, and when they're downright hatefully excluded? One of the big reasons, discrimination and exclusion. Churches that don't affirm non-heterosexual people may create a climate of discrimination, exclusion, hostility, potentially leading to feelings of shame, isolation, spiritual harm, physical harm, suicide, and depression. Pastoral care. Some churches may offer pastoral care that focuses on counseling non-heterosexual individuals to change their orientation or behavior. Conversion therapy, which can be harmful and ineffective. What about internal conflict? When non-heterosexual individuals stay within these churches, they may experience internal conflict, shame, guilt, suicide, self-harm to deal with the reality that their sexual orientation does not match their denomination's stance. What's the answer? Some people go to affirming churches like Unity. It's crucial to recognize that there are people that don't fit in such narrow heterosexual norms. And when the Bible was written, was extremely different for the sexual norms and biblical marriage we have today. When the Bible was written, 1 out of 3 people in the Roman Empire were slaves. Women were the property of whoever they were married to. Biblical marriage is a joke. Nor in the Bible does it ever say a man can only have one wife. Many churches are actively reevaluating their traditional stances to become more welcoming and affirming to people. But it's few and far between. Christians would rather care more about their beliefs in an invisible person and upholding traditional patriarchy, gender roles, toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, and white supremacy than they do about people who are more likely to commit suicide based on how people hatefully react to the way they exist. It's easy for queer people who are ace, for some of ace people who don't want relationships or a relationship built on sex, or maybe they're aromantic. It's much easier for those people to go through life abstinent, like most churches and denominations require, than for the majority of people on this planet who really do want life-affirming relationships. It just doesn't look like the sterile heterosexual expectation. How do we fix this? I've chosen I don't want to be a part of an institution that's run by homophobic, sexist, racist people.